Welcome to the Intercut podcast, the weekly show going over the TV, movies, and entertainment that people can't cut away from. I am your co-host, Zachary Shevich, and joining me live from one of Utah's great castles.
Oh my goodness.
In person.
You can touch it right there. I don't know if we're on the one screen or the thing.
We're on the two.
Okay, we're in the two. Gotcha.
It's Arturo Zurita.
I'm excited to be here. Traveled all the way. Just got the memo that they canceled Sundance.
I know. They should have told us, right? It would be nice to get an email.
As if we haven't been covering
I haven't really been
it.
checking my emails, but
beautiful thing, if you do end up making it to Utah, they have everything out there in the open. We kind of wanted to snatch one of the flags that they got.
Yeah.
Because they posted up all the flags, like everybody's showing up. I don't know if the merch store is open. Yeah. I'm ready to take a USB drive to the Eccles and see if they play something there. But Utah looking as beautiful as ever. And can't wait to enjoy all the beautiful mountains by being trapped inside in the dark and watching
we did have to take that little drive through Park City because it is tradition. You know, we took some pictures outside the Egyptian, as one does. It's the big Sundance Theater. You know, it's nice to see these places that we haven't seen in 2 years. And I think for you and I both personally, like, bring us a lot of joy to be here and to be at Sundance. It's a special thing for both of us. It's a special thing for a lot of people. Hope you're all excited to kick things off. We're certainly excited. We're going to be talking about a few things on this podcast, including some Valentine's ideas for film lovers, some giveaways. We got a few things to give away on this live stream, so stick with us and you might get some exciting stuff. And then also just some random stuff that we've been watching, so stick with us in a little bit. We'll talk about all that. Make sure you're subscribed to the Intercut podcast, either the video podcast on youtube.com/intercutpod or the audio podcast available on most podcatchers. Also, follow Intercut on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We are at IntercutPod. That's at IntercutPod. That's short for podcast. Also, follow us on Patreon at IntercutPod, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month, and be sure to head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us that 5-star review, that much requested 5-star review. Spotify is starting to roll out those 5-star reviews. You could give us a review there too. Always appreciate all of that helpful stuff. But why don't we kick this thing off the way we normally do when we get together and record, even though we don't normally do this in person. Talk a little bit about what we have been watching, which is tricky.
Because it's just been Sundance screeners.
It's been Sundance screeners.
Which isn't a bad thing because shout out to all the publicists and stuff who have been really good at sending out screeners because, you know, usually it's when everything's been theatrical, you ask for a link and they go, no, go to the theater. Well, now we can't go to the theater. So I know that there's links out there and we were able to get a whopping 13. So that's really good because I know that's probably like a whole lineup for some people.
Yeah.
But because of that, some of those we had already purchased tickets to. And the way that the festival is doing it this year, you are not able to swap them out.
Yeah.
You have to transfer them. So we will have some that we will be giving away to some of y'all, which we'll mention in a little bit.
Yeah, we've got some tickets that we took on that we'll end up passing along to our good Intercut fans, the Intercuties. We really, really appreciate that.
I think we're allowed to transfer them, no problem. So it should just be somebody's email. But
yeah.
We'll get to the details on that. I don't think we're allowed to talk about anything that we've been watching from Sundance, so we'll stick to some of the other stuff we downloaded on the road.
If you followed us on Letterboxd, or at least me, I don't know if you've logged them yet. Like, you'll see we have seen a couple Sundance movies, and like, some are good, some are okay. You know, can't tell you which, but
I can't tell you what's bad, but what's worse is I can't tell you what's good. Like, that makes no sense. I'm supposed to wait till after it premieres, and then I should be like, damn, y'all should have time traveled and bought a ticket. Yeah. But there is some good stuff already.
Yeah, shout out to Wiley Todd with the super chat saying, I'm bummed out. I wanted to watch Cha-Cha Real Smooth, but it is sold out.
Damn, already?
I loved Cooper Rafe's last film, Shithouse. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It sucks, man. A lot of the films are going to be selling out. I know Duel, Riley Stearns' movie sold out, and I'm really excited for that one. So, you know, if you are still interested in catching a movie, maybe head over and check out what is still available before it ends up going away. Let's jump the gun a little bit and get into our calendar because there are so many exciting movies on our slate, and it is day one. I wanted to show people we're going to be doing some real watching. We are jam-packed. Actually, I'm going to go to the Google Cal first because I think it does a little bit better of a job of showing you what like a day in our fest planning looks like. With just jam-packed back-to-back screenings. We'll try and fit in even more if we can. Maybe we'll get in a little Sundance stream in the middle when we've seen some more stuff and the embargoes are lifted. But it's tough. Maybe we'll sit out one or two here and there, but
no, we're going every single one, and we're going to rewatch them just in case we missed the damn thing. Really quick though, the backtrack on the Duel
Yeah.
and Cha-Cha. They're both in competition, so there's still a chance that not only with the second screening that they may re-up some extra showings. I think like every single morning, if you wake up at around 8 a.m., like refresh your thing, you might be able to see if they have some extra tickets. But they can also win, so come next weekend, you could still watch that movie with some critical acclaim to it.
Exactly.
Or maybe they suck, and there's other movies to watch. But I'm excited for both of those. So.
Yeah, shout out to Domingo who said cannot wait for Worst Person in the World tonight. We're excited for that too. We're going to catch that later. We're also catching, if you see on our schedule here, La Guerra Civil and When You Finish Saving the World, as well as Emergency. So we've
All
got...
pretty solid.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of
What you most excited?
stuff. For today?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Jesse boy. I love Eisenberg. I'm into the Eisenbergian wit and persona and presence, even though he's not physically in the movie.
His debut directing?
At least feature. I'm not sure if he's done a short,
Could've
but
done
feature,
something else.
yeah. So I would go with When You Finish Saving the World. Good cast in that one too. How about you? La Guerra Civil?
I mean, When You Finish Saving the World is up there for me, but Guerra Civil probably. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. And even Worst Person in the World, because that would have been one of our favorites from last year.
If we hadn't seen it based on buzz, I think I'd say
This would
Worst
have been
Person
a
in the World.
jam-packed day.
Right.
But
But
I'm
we've seen
excited.
it.
Yeah. But all three of these would have been movies that we wanted to see at the Eccles. We had everything set up to see Guerra Civil at the Eccles tonight. We're going to make our own Eccles. There's a digital Eccles, which is crazy. They allow you to go in VR. And I guess you just wait in line, and then they let you into the digital Eccles so that you can sit. Maybe someone's in your seat, so you got to kick them out. But I'm very excited to catch that one. And Emergency is interesting because last year that director had #J, which was Romeo and Juliet, but on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm curious
Not
to
our
see what he
favorite
does.
film? I mean, I didn't see it. You and Amanda saw it.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what he does with Emergency, but yeah, we got some pretty jam-packed stuff. And also for Amanda, she's going to be flying in, so she doesn't get here. We are missing her.
We would
Hopefully she'd be right here.
a Jedi in between
us.
us.
Can you imagine? She comes out of the thing. But yeah, she's going to come in. She's got a couple that she's excited for. So not to speak for her, but I think Worst Person in the World is one that she was really excited to catch after the TIFF screening that she had. But
for sure.
Then there's the next day, dude.
I mean, that's our first real packed day, going Fire of Love to Fresh to After Yang, Riotsville, USA, Tantura, Marteum, Master, Watcher, Speak No Evil. Art from tomorrow's slate. What is the one that you're looking forward to the most?
A lot. We did see one of these, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell you which one we saw. Yeah, that one was pretty good, and I wish I could tell you which one it was. But I am really excited for Watcher. That's one of the ones that's in the U.S. competition. It stars Micah from It Follows, right? I believe that was her name. And that one looks like it's going to be pretty creepy. I am also excited for Riotsville because I caught this director's short. It's literally all just made out of archival footage, and I find that stuff fascinating. She is an archivist for Jim Jarmusch.
Oh.
Do you have an archivist?
I would like one.
You need to get one because it seems everyone nowadays has an archivist. And then Fire of Love was a documentary that I really actually wanted to see on the big screen because this is another one that's made up of footage of two volcanologists, I believe is the actual term that they use in the bio for it. They fell in love with each other, but their love was nothing compared to the fire that brewed for volcano hunting that they did. So it's all this footage that they shot, I don't even know how close you can get to a volcano, but some of the images that they released look incredible.
No, but look, we can try and over-intellectualize this, but lava is dope.
Lava's crazy.
Lava's pretty cool. And it looks like a documentary that's going to have a lot of lava in it. So I'm excited for Fire of Love as well. I'm also excited for After Yang. It's Kogonanda,
bro.
Colin Farrell. It's got good reviews. I think it premiered at Cannes last year.
And it has a March release, so there's also that.
That one's right around the corner from A24. Going down to January 22nd. I don't know if you can see my screen a little bit. We got Free Chol Soo Lee. We Met in Virtual Reality.
Yes,
Descendant, 892. Second Chance. Leonardo Will Never Die. Duel and Sharp Stick, as well as Babysitter and Hatching. This is when we start getting into a couple of the horror films, too, with Babysitter and Hatching ending the day, the midnight section. But a very big variety of stuff here. I've been talking about it since we first saw the Sundance lineup. Duel is high on my list. I really like Riley Stern, so that's mine. What about you?
Probably Duel. and 892. I'm saying that over a couple of the other ones that are on the schedule, only because 892 has Boyega, and it seems like it's going to be a very tense thriller because I don't know where he ends up. It feels like it's going to be a bottle film. I'm not sure where else it takes place, but that's in the U.S. dramatic competition. I mean, and Descendant looks good, and Second Chance looks good, and We Met in Virtual Reality. They did a little Meet the Artist for that one, and it looked pretty dope. It looks like exactly the type of movie that's living its premise, especially right now that we've gone completely virtual. Bless your soul.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, it's another jam-packed day, and a couple of these horrors have also been picked up to be released on Hulu.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really interesting to see
what
buzz they get.
Was Hatching one of the ones?
I think Hatching got picked up.
That's
and if
IFC
not,
Films.
Yeah, that may be getting its own release, but it's still going to be in March. A lot of these movies are going to be coming out in March.
We got a couple questions here in the live stream. Yep, it's Howard asking, how do y'all remember everything you watch? Which is, it's a good question. You know, we're trying to watch like 50 plus movies if we can in this week's time. Yeah. It is a lot. I will say that sometimes elements of things blend together, but I think the most helpful thing is to kind of like give yourself at least a moment once it ends to just sort of be like, okay, this is sort of my feeling. Let me make these thoughts concrete. And for me, I like to just do like, if it's a letterbox rating or a letterbox review, that just helps me solidify my thing. I know you take a lot of notes during movies too.
Yeah, I'm like Bart Simpson. I'm writing the whole thing down, so I think that's another reason why it gets stuck in your head.
Right.
But then also like,
were you one of those kids that like you just had to write down the notes in class and then it would help you remember? No.
This is just so it's like, I guess because when it comes to movies, you write something down, you're like, right, that's the quote. Because then afterwards, you know, if in the streaming age, it's a little different because you could just pull it up. But I was so used to going to theater, writing it down. So then when you argue with someone in the comments, they go, it was this. I was like, no, I wrote it down for sure. It's this. That's the only reason I take notes. I think the other factor to it is that we're going to watch. So we've been talking about the movies. Then we're going to continue talking about the movies after we see it. And then after that, we then work on videos for the movie. So it's like, it's always there, so you just don't forget.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing for us. If you're only talking about it once, then yeah, it's like, why would you remember it?
It's been really, I can compare from last year's Sundance, which was virtual, to the years before. It's really helpful having our group here. And like, you know, we'll talk about it after the movies, and we'll hear everybody's opinions and stuff. You know, when I was home last year, that was just me and Caitlin on the couch, you know, figuring it out. But like, it would be... No, it's helpful. It was
Caitlin, you're appreciated.
She's helping us so much with the tech setup. Like, look at this. We're all on one screen. It's great. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, I think just repeating it and always going through them is another thing. It's the ones you forget. When you forget a movie, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's saying more than remembering something.
For the most part, like, you don't tend to forget things that are worth remembering.
Or even bad things.
Yeah.
It's the ones that fall in the middle that are the worst. Those lukewarm things where you're like, that wasn't terrible, that wasn't great, it's just forgettable. You don't want to make a movie like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that is a jam-packed day. I know there was a bunch of other questions in here
as
well.
Trent Lamb said, what is y'all's setup for watching these films? So, as you can see, we're in this like crazy kind of medieval-looking house. We'll give you a fuller tour later in the festival. But one of the cool things they got here is they got a theater room downstairs. That part of the reason that we're still here in Utah is because they got a really sick theater room here. And I mean, it's better. It beats my setup at home. I got to be honest.
And also the Airbnb did not have a refundable thing. Sundance decided to let us know in the last minute after demanding that we be here. So we are here. But yeah, no, we do have a pretty cool theater room downstairs. The sound setup is pretty nice. We were testing a little bit out. As soon as we jump out of this, we're going to catch one of the screeners right before we have our premiere. But it seems like it's going to be pretty decent. We have another setup that's right behind us over here.
I'll switch to your angle because you can kind of see the TV. Other shoulder. There you go.
Vanna White.
We got TVs on TVs on TVs in this place.
And worst case, we have iPads.
We got like a 5-screen experience.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent setup. So hopefully y'all have some decent setups, or really just the ability to be able to watch the movie. I think is going to be the best thing. Some things to note though, technical wise, would be they're making a really big deal in the festival this year that they don't want you using Safari, they don't want you using Chrome. They want you using Safari. They want you using, Internet Explorer? It's not Internet Explorer anymore. It's whatever it is now. Yeah, whatever the Microsoft one is. Edge? Something like that.
I don't know. I'm not up.
They want you to use those in order for you to even get the full quality experience. If you use Chrome, they're going to cut you down to SD. To me, that's BS. I know why they're doing it. There's more security through Safari and I guess through Edge. But
can't screen record these movies
I guess
as
they're
easy.
Worried about people screen recording it. But, I mean... if someone's going to find a way, I feel they're going to find a way. I
Yeah.
think cutting you down for people who probably primarily use Chrome is going to be really annoying. Another thing, too, is if you're using the, like an Apple TV, a Roku, whatever it is to use the app, you can only use that for the premieres. All of your secondary screenings need to be off a laptop. Just some technical things to let y'all know about the festival, but hopefully they stream pretty well. I know there was problems with the tester screening. But last year I had no problems. It was
Yeah,
good.
last
And
year
if
was
you
pretty good.
freeze, hey, freezing at Sundance is a part of the festival. So there you go. You just get to do it from the comfort of your own home.
Juliet asked if we can do a picture of the screening room for the patrons. Yeah, I'll send that out as a patron
send one out.
exclusive. A couple other questions here. HTT asked, did they increase the amount of virtual tickets now that they are fully virtual? And David Daniel Merkel, kind of in the same vein, says, what's the point of selling out when it's all virtual? Why not let as many people see these movies as possible?
It's a fugazi. We'll start with the positives. One of the reasons that they had mentioned was if a movie is showing here and then they're going to show it, let's say a couple of months from now at South by, you don't want everybody watching it in one place. They can't see it the next. That's their reasoning. I kind of get it. I also understand the studio perspective. They want to keep security, for any recordings, such not. It's also just really dumb, though. I'm not a person who believes in that stuff. It's the studios wanting to make sure that there's exclusivity to it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, and I guess they think it helps build hype. I think hype gets built when more people see it.
Yeah, it really is like a
Just
hype
saying.
mechanism, and like keeping it. I think part of what makes a festival like this exciting is that it is like there is a air of exclusivity to some of these things.
The exclusivity should be the time slot.
Yeah, no,
That's it.
I
If you
agree.
could be
I
there,
agree.
you could be there.
Like there is not. I don't think there's such an overwhelming demand for these movies that it makes sense to really curb it like this, right? Like you're probably talking about an extra like maybe a couple thousand people or something.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like, what are you really losing
Yeah.
out? I think there's more you gain than to lose out.
It's not for what it's
know
worth,
the
it's
answer
not
to that.
Sundance's fault. It's these studios who were
It is the studios. Because, again, when they went completely virtual, there is one movie that got cut. Final Cut. They
Ironically.
they thought everybody was going to join them or something. Absolutely nobody joined them. Because it makes you look elitist. That is a movie that is not only a remake, and I have high hopes for it, kind of One Cut of the Dead, but it's also kind of like half-found footage. I'm not one to deem where an artist wants you to see their thing. But as the viewer, I will always say that it is up to you to view it the way that you want to. In the most safest, best possible way. They decided to cut theirs. That came directly from the studio. That was not Sundance. Everybody else was cool enough to be like, we get it.
Yeah.
There's a pandemic. Let's go.
Yeah,
So,
no one's trying to get Omicron. I saw Riley Stern said that Jesse Eisenberg's the only filmmaker who knows who is happier that his premiere is virtual.
easily.
Cinephile Davis asked, do y'all ever fall asleep during all these movies? Can't imagine watching all those and staying awake during a less exciting one. There are definitely moments where I will stand up and pace the room. I think the biggest concern is like it sucks to sit down in one spot for 12 hours. We are dealing with some lack of seating, so we're gonna pick up a chair from Walmart.
Yeah, I have to sit on Zeg's lap, and I don't know, by Lucy and Desi, I don't know how that's going to be. But I agree with you. You at least get the ability to get up, rush out. There's some climate changes from going inside of a theater to being out in the snow that kind of jolts you and wakes you up. We're going to have to do jumping jacks or something, but for the most part, I don't think so. Especially with the sound that we're going to have, I think we'll be awake.
Zoo Station points out thought many of these films don't have studios yet. A lot of them don't. A lot of them do, though.
Yeah.
And
There's still a production company behind it, though, and a publicist.
or a sales
sales
team.
representative,
Yeah.
and they're the ones who deem that stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's been many times we have asked for screenings, and they're like, no, it's only for certain press, and y'all have never heard of those movies, so we'll just leave it at that.
Domingo asked, what films are you most anticipating from the festival? I think we can mention that when we get to the end of our daily breakdown. But one more thing before we go further in our daily breakdown. You'll see Leonore Will Never Die here in red. That's because it's the first one of our Sundance giveaways. We want to give away a ticket to Leonore Will Never Die. The ticket is actually for January 23rd, Sunday the 23rd. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. You get a 24-hour window. So if you want to see Leonore Will Never Die, one of the films that's in the World Dramatic competition. Let us know in the live stream by leaving a comment with the name of the country that film is from.
Make sure you're available to see the screening.
Yes. We don't want to give away the ticket to somebody who's not available Sunday.
That will be January 23rd. You will have 24 hours to see it. But if you can name that country, ticket is yours.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out your email, and we have to send it to you by email. But we'll.
Is it on the live chat?
Yeah, it's the live chat. We'll see if anybody comes through in a second.
The first one who gets it there. I wish I could tell you if the movie was like really good.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
We're not allowed to mention
tell
it.
You.
But I do hope
if
you
the
watch
movie
it.
does interesting things. I hope that you are able to catch this movie if you leave a comment letting us know what the country is.
So Leonor Will Never Die. That's one of the ones that we've already caught, what we had in our schedule. What we have in our schedule for January 23rd, to move on a little bit, is Mija, Lucy and Desi, Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul, Something in the Dirt, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Nanny, Brainwashed, God's Country, and Call Jane. It's a pretty exciting day. A lot of good premieres this day. What would you say is your most anticipated from the 23rd?
There's two. Honk for Jesus is probably a little higher than Something in the Dirt. Honk for Jesus is going to be this like mockumentary style movie about this pastor and his wife and how they swindle a lot of people. I think that one's going to be hilarious. It's got a really good cast. But Something in the Dirt is coming from the boys, who many of you are going to know as the Moon Knight directors.
Yeah, Marvel directors Benson and Moorhead.
To us, they are the Endless, but to me, they are the Endless Boys.
Yeah.
And they are back together in front of the screen, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring with this. They probably had my favorite Meet the Artist. It was a really beautiful little montage of their previous works, and I really like directors who can take a big check and then still come back and do something like this. So those are my two favorites. It's a jam-packed day. I know there's some other ones that you're very excited for there.
I mean, I'm really excited for Something in the Dirt as well. I'm really excited for Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul, but I think my hype's just been building for Cha-Cha Real Smooth. I'm on the boy Cooper's side, you know? I saw that article, I think it was in the Hollywood Reporter, where it's talking about the upcoming filmmaker who's never been to a film festival despite having now two premieres.
He won for the first South by,
which got canceled.
Which was also like the first film festival.
That got canceled.
That got canceled right in the COVID thing. He won that. He's in competition here. I don't think he's ever going to see a theater though.
Maybe the real thing is he's got to stop making movies. Maybe that's what will end COVID.
Damn, Cooper.
Shout out to Sabine Allard, who's the first person I saw in the live stream to correctly guess the Philippines for Leonor Will Never Die. Sabine, send us an email to intercutpod@gmail.com. Or leave it in the comments if you need to, and we will get you that ticket. Shout outs to you for winning that, and stay tuned because we've still got more stuff to give away. But let's talk about January 24th. A shorter day, although we might stick at some more screeners once we pick more movies up.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only an 8-movie day.
Only an 8-movie day.
We begin with.
You Won't Be Alone. A lot of people are really excited for this one. You Won't Be Alone.
I think it comes out March, April.
April?
It's breaking my rule in catching it immediately because it's Rumi
Rapaz
doing a witch story.
Let me know if I mispronounced her name wrong. I don't.
And she looks like she's going to kill it because they're pitching it as a different type of witch story. And this is coming from Sundance, who already did The Witch, so I'm curious to see what they have for this one. And this is in World Dramatic.
Yeah.
Not even midnight, so that's going to be crazy.
We haven't seen it. But there is a critic who did see it, who I follow on Letterboxd, who's just like letting the ratings rip, and he gave You Won't Be Alone a 5-star.
5 stars?
5-star.
Damn, it was worth breaking the embargo for. I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
Territory, Palm Trees and Power Lines, Am I Okay, Emily the Criminal, Meet Me in the Bathroom, Piggy, and Summering. This might be my most stacked day.
Emily the Criminal.
This is definitely Amanda's favorite day.
Yeah. So this was a day that we were going to spend completely over in Park City watching all of these movies in the theater, especially Emily the Criminal. That's probably my most anticipated from this segment right here. Then You Won't Be Alone. But Emily the Criminal has the queen practically at this point. She has crowned herself.
Sundance
Because
queen.
she never
Sundance
misses
royalty.
a year. Since I started, at least. Since I've been coming since 2017, she has had 1 to 2, sometimes I think even 3 movies. Aubrey Plaza is playing a sort of swindler who is down in her ropes and ends up using credit cards that she rips then it comes back to bite her. I don't know. That's all I need to know. We
Yeah.
wanted to see this one at the Echoes at the big screen, but
Yeah.
yeah, that one's going to be fantastic. Y'all were listening to the audiobook for Meet Me in the Bathroom.
Yep.
And I was in and out. I was either watching a screener or listening to something else, and I would just take my headphones off. This audiobook was...
And then I brought Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore backstage, and there was cocaine everywhere. And
Some of the stuff that I was hearing was so out of
And
pocket.
that's when she started dating the Strokes bassist.
We had a question about this one on why this was a documentary that was in the midnight section. And
then
from
you
what I've
listened to
heard
the
from the
audiobook.
audiobook, I understand now why. So
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's a 20-hour audiobook, and we've gotten through half of it on our drive. But yeah, I'm really excited for Meet Me in the Bathroom. I'm really excited for Emily the Criminal. Also really excited for MIOK. Tig Notaro co-directing that one. And then Palm Trees and Powerlands.
with her spouse.
With her spouse. And then Palm Trees and Powerlands got a shout out on the Sundance press conference this morning.
We had a press conference that they had virtually, and you could always obviously hear recommendations from us, but it's always interesting to get that insider, recommendation. And let me tell you, it sounds just like the recommendations we gave y'all. They said Blood, which was one of my sleeper hits. They said this one right here, Palm Trees and Powerlands, which when they had to redo the entire schedule, this was one that had sold out, and we were able to pick it up. And then, what was the third one that they said? There was a number 3 that they gave.
Was it Living? The Bill Nye?
Living ended up being another one that the director
it was
wrote down.
the one from the disabled filmmaker, right?
Oh, I Didn't See You There,
Yes.
which is one of the docs that I
We'll get
had
to that
really
too.
high. So just so you know, those were the inside picks: Palm Trees, I Didn't See You There, and Blood. And then they gave a fourth one, which was Living, as to the underappreciated ones that they hope get some shout-outs.
Yeah. January 25th. This is when the tickets that we were allotted start to run out. But we'll pick some more up too. Right now we've got The Mission, I Didn't See You There, which we were just talking about. Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, Resurrection, Dos Estaciones, and Genius, the Kanye West documentary. I believe only the first part.
Only
of the
the first
trilogy.
part, which is the only reason why this is probably in my top 2 of the fest entirely. But you only get the first 80 minutes.
Yeah.
As everyone knows, it's going to roll out in February in theaters and then on Netflix for the whole 3 parts, all 4 hours. So I'm going to have to go Resurrection on this day right here. I'm also very excited for Dos Estaciones, which is coming from Mexico, but Resurrection looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, Resurrection looks pretty crazy. I Didn't See You There, we're really excited for. Genius, really excited for. At this point in the fest, I think I might enjoy a movie like Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, which I don't have the highest expectations for.
I didn't have any either, but we'll see. It's supposed to be like a comedy.
It's a comedy with Emma Thompson. I feel like there's a base level of enjoyment there.
After Late Night,
And-
she had one of the biggest movies that year when they had Late Night.
Right, and here's the thing: is by day 5 of the festival, you've just sat through a lot of movies. Sometimes it's nice to get something that's really light that you don't even have to really pay full attention to.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more than that, but that's what I'm anticipating from Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. January 25th is also exciting because that's the day of our other Sundance ticket giveaway for the film Brian and Charles.
Oh, yep. Another one we booked, but they were nice enough to send us a little early screener link for this. I am not allowed to tell you anything about this movie, other than it comes from the UK, and it is about a man who kind of invents things, and one day he decides to invent a robot, an AI robot. Very British.
Yeah, so it's another movie that you can catch a second screening for, and we will give out the ticket to anybody who wants this one, and is available Tuesday the 25th. It starts at 10 a.m., but again, it's another 24-hour window, so hopefully you're available Tuesday the 25th to watch this one. If you are interested in watching Brian and Charles in the live stream, you took my question. I was going to ask.
I did, bro. I'm sorry.
It's all right. What can we say live? You know what we'll do? What country does You Won't Be Alone come from? Right? No, that's confusing.
I guess. I mean, they're in the same category. First person to name the director for Brian and Charles.
There you
gets
go.
it.
That's good. The first person to name the director for Brian and Charles in the live stream gets that ticket for Tuesday the 25th.
It's on your screen, guys. I swear to you, if you don't know, if you don't write it down. But yeah, that'd be an extra screen that we have there. A nice little comedy for anyone who's interested in a free Sundance showing.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the 26th, which is the last day that we have set up. Right now, we've got 3 minutes of lengthening, Alice, Happening, A House Made of Splinters, Blood, and Instant Life. So this is a day where we're sort of catching up on the things that have fallen through the cracks.
Yep.
And we have a couple tickets in our allotment left over. So what our strategy is to kind of wait, see some of the reactions to the premieres, and see if there's something that we know we need to catch that we haven't yet caught. Although we're starting to get to the point with screeners and stuff that like we might just have to go ahead and choose.
I think we're gonna have to pick them. We're literally based off of the screeners that we've gotten and the entire schedule that you've seen. We're missing 13 movies. That's it. A couple of those are handfuls where probably didn't really pique our interest, but then others which were waiting on links, and then whatever straggling kind of check-ins that we have are probably going to be for those. But for the most part, we have everything set there. I'm looking at the chat. We got someone who said Jim Archer.
I think, yep, it's Howard was the
There you
first
go.
one in the chat. Thank you to Howard, and congratulations. We're going to give you our ticket to Brian and Charles. Again, email intercutpod@gmail.com, or if you want to, leave it in the live stream. We'll hit you up with that ticket later tonight. I think so. I think we'll have a little bit of time.
I think I'm able to transfer them. No problem.
Yeah. And then we got a couple more days here in Sundance. Hopefully, maybe on the 27th, we'll do our wrap up and live stream again with you guys, and with Amanda too,
Yep.
and talk about our favorites from the festival. A lot of exciting stuff.
And then the award should be the 28th, 29th. I don't know what they're going to do because they kind of pushed up everything a day. So are they just extending the awards thing?
Yeah.
I don't really know. But again, for those who may be more on a budget, probably one of the best things that you can get are the awards passes. I don't know if they're still available. Maybe they sold out. I'm not sure. But if they do become available, that's probably one of the best ways for you to be able to catch a whole bunch of Sundance winners all in one slot. And if they've extended it, then that's cool too.
Yeah. So I think we have one. I want to do one more giveaway for the people who aren't going to be able to watch us live, because there's lots of people who will be catching up, and people who listen to the audio versions who don't follow us on YouTube. But you should follow us on YouTube. Then you get to watch these live streams. And anyway, we have one more exciting giveaway on the show. It's just a jam-packed giveaway episode. We are giving away a
Drive
Blu-ray.
My Car.
Not Drive My Car.
Director's other movie.
There you go. The other film that Reisuke Hamaguchi put out last year, also extremely well reviewed. I thought it was excellent. It's Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy, and we have a Blu-ray copy to give away.
Ooh.
So very exciting.
That goes in the machine, right?
Yeah. You need like the physical. Yeah.
Boot it up.
For this one, we're gonna ask you to leave a question, or again, email us at intercutpod@gmail.com. Either tell us your favorite Sundance movie. It doesn't have to be this year, last year. It can be any historical, going back to Sex, Lies, and Videotapes, Clerks, whatever. What is your favorite Sundance movie? Or, if you don't have a favorite Sundance movie, just what's your favorite dance to do in the sun? Like that.
There you go.
It's perfectly legitimate as well.
Leave that in the comments of the video, not the live stream, because I think the live stream
Yeah.
really
Please
kind of goes away.
in the comments for the video, or email us, and in a week from now, we'll select that winner for the Blu-ray copy of Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy, one of the really exciting films from last year. I liked it a lot. So yeah.
Shout out Film Movement. I mean, they gave us the first one. I mean, I just wanted a copy, and then they're like, we'll give you all a copy to give out to the fans. I was like, all right, dope. So then when we got this one, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
So Neon, if you're listening, we would love that box set.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can give away a lot of stuff. Just watch us.
That's
We'll
what
do
we're here
it.
for.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody has any more Sundance comments. They can leave them or questions. They can leave them in the live stream. We'll try and get into them. I know we did get one question over on Twitter that I wanted to.
Which is another great way for you guys to just hit us up
Intercut
on
pod,
Intercut, and
whatever.
we'll try to answer any of the questions, especially when it comes to Sundance and any questions you may have in terms of like, a technical issue.
Yeah,
Or,
we're good about responding to people on Twitter if you just have like a question about Sundance stuff. So if you're just like trying to feel your way through the festival or choose between a couple movies, like
because I've had a lot of people help me. I mean, I know it's virtual, which is going to be easier for us to help you. But when I was coming in person, I would tweet to people who I know had been veterans of the fest to a degree, and they gave me really good advice. Which one was wearing warm socks? They were not lying about that. I'd say that sticks even to the virtual one. Yeah.
Speaking of socks, these are my 2022 Sundance. I just unplugged my mic.
That's how excited it had you. Don't worry, you can come off of mine.
No, it's working. Yeah, I mean, is it not working now? No, it's working. All right, yeah. I think they're really cool. They're really warm.
Which ones did we get? I feel we got the yellow and blue. We're so basic, bro. We got the LME colors, the same ones that you see right here on there.
For the transfer tickets, they might need to set up a Sundance account. Just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, we will figure that out. But I guess worth mentioning for the people who won those Sundance ticket giveaways, you might have to send a Sundance account, but shouldn't be that hard. Anyway, let's get into this question from Twitter.
This was a question that didn't need an immediate answer.
Oh,
This
are we
one
getting
needed
a
an entire segment.
We'll do a little bit of show and tell while I read the question.
Well, this is my answer right here, so go.
Where's the? There we go. My boyfriend adores film. What are some good film-related Valentine's gifts? They don't have to be particularly romantic, but just examples of niche gifts that film lovers would appreciate. What was your answer to the question?
Bro, get
Sundance merch?
Get or any festival, whatever it is that y'all can, I guess, share and such. I mean, to me, to us, I guess, personally, dinner and a movie has always been the go-to,
Right.
in my opinion. And if you've never done dinner and a movie at the same time, then I would say that is an experience to definitely do. Because I know a lot of people who have not done those, but those are probably the best things when you go. I mean, you need an Alamo Draft House.
Well, that's what the
studio,
thing.
movie,
I was going
grill.
to say, like with one of those theaters that actually does the whole thing. Does the whole
Hollywood Boulevard in Palms.
Yeah,
if
getting
you're
a
in the
gift certificate to
Chicagoland
that
area.
is like it's a date night, and that's fun. I was also thinking like recently one of Caitlin's favorite films, Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, had a repertory screening, a revival. If you live near a theater that does those revival screenings, like your significant other's favorite, one of their favorite movies maybe is playing, that's always fun to catch up with. I think the like played out one, but it's still exciting sometimes, is the A24 souvenir stuff, because it's all really cool, even if it is way too expensive.
We literally are in that time where if you like anything whatsoever, then you are literally allowed to
I got this
buy it.
opal
buy the merch version
puzzle.
of it.
It's like you can put and it's for art. So enjoy.
Oh, you got me this, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Wait, is this from Uncut Gems?
Yeah, it's the opal from Uncut Gems. It's a puzzle. We're gonna have to like solve it during the next
It's not
live
even-
stream.
I'm gonna go solve it right now. Damn, bro.
We're ending the live stream.
A24, the greatest ship, the present shop of all time. Oh, thanks, man.
Of course.
This is when he gets the colonoscopy. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Zach, I got you socks from Sundance.
Devesh said, now I have the reverse question. What do you do if you ain't got nobody?
Oh, damn.
There's lots you can bond with people over
Virtually.
a movie.
Look at
Yeah.
it this way. Zach
Develop
and
a
I wouldn't be
community.
here, and I would have never gotten this
Right.
gift if I wasn't on other YouTube live streams watching this man on multiplex. Even through Sundance right now, I know one of the things that you are able to do is that they have a whole virtual thing, like I was talking about, where you literally have this little avatar, kind of like a Wii figure,
Right.
and you're talking to other people. Probably the safest way to talk to movie fans, pre-COVID, post-COVID, and literally just meeting people that way. I know a lot of people who have met each other through the chats. A lot of our friends met friends that they like more than we did through those chats or live streams as well. So I think the best way, even if you don't have anybody in person, one of the biggest reasons why we do this and we do it through the internet is that you get to meet a lot of other people who are just as big movie fans as you are. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll be traveling to Sundance with them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing about it's not just movies. It's any hobby. But clearly, if you're here listening to us, one of your hobbies is movies. There's always other people out
We're
there who really enjoy it
podcast
too.
now, dude. Ooh, a little baggy with it.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
high quality, man.
damn.
A24 doesn't put out garbage except for their cookbook.
Except
But
for-
otherwise, they don't put out garbage. I'm really upset with their cookbook. I bought it for Caitlin, and
Not good?
The pictures don't look like the food. I don't know, man. Anyway,
Zach said he was gonna make ratatouille, and he said he was gonna make
I'm
the one
cooking
from
a lot.
Parasite.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some ramdon for you guys.
And then he said that we're going to reenact that scene in Labor Day and meet the peaches.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, thank you, Zach.
Of course. Just looking through the different live stream comments to see if we have any other questions, but I don't think there's a whole lot else. I'm really excited to get into this. We got how much time left between now and when Sundance really starts? 5:30.
Literally, it's at
45
5:30
minutes?
Mountain Time, so in 45 minutes we'll be watching our first
Yeah, in
one.
45 minutes we'll be watching Jesse Eisenberg's directorial debut. Which one did they put back? La Guerra, right?
Yeah, that's another thing.
The other thing.
They kind of shifted stuff. We got really scared because we're like, "What do you mean you're moving everything?" They kind of shifted a bunch
It's a
of showings.
little weird to do it
15 minutes.
the day the festival starts. But whatever.
Yeah, so those got shifted. Just be aware of that. But definitely be there in time for your showing. I think the intro was running like 4-ish minutes. They have kind of an intro that plays beforehand, and then they're going to be having Q&As afterwards. I hope that they save the Q&As so that you can watch them later. I know last year they put them all on YouTube, which is honestly the easiest way to do so. But I just hope y'all have a really good fest, that you guys are able to watch everything and anything that you want. And I'd say give movies that you may not usually give a chance, because I think that's where you end up finding and expanding kind of just, into different things that you may have never seen before. And to me, going to a lot of these festivals has been like the ability to do that. So if you have a day pass and you're able to watch something in between that you wouldn't, just give it a try. You're at home.
Yeah.
So there's no better time to do it. So.
Exactly. And, hopefully with some of these movies, you'll also be able to catch those second windows. Just, keep it plugged into Twitter, keep it plugged into Letterboxd, and see what people are liking. There's a lot of exciting stuff that you are not thinking about, So Domingo asked us, what is our most anticipated of the festival? Now that we went through that whole lineup, is there one that you're going to declare as like the one you just need it, you inject it into your veins right now?
Well, in my top 5, 2 we're watching tonight, which is insane to me. Another one would be Emily. Another one would be Genius, if that one counts, I guess, but we're not getting the whole thing. And Duel, dude. I'm really excited for these. These are ones where everything else I'm waiting to be surprised by.
Right.
These are the ones that can only be disappointed by, I guess.
Yes,
if that makes any
that's
sense.
a good way to put it.
So, what about you?
Yeah, I put Cha Cha Real Smooth, as I mentioned. I put Duel, Something in the Dirt, Benson Moorhead. I mean,
that one would be there too. And Hung for Jesus.
Yeah, Hung for
many
Jesus. We
good
didn't really spotlight that one, but I really...
Oh, I give my little mention for it, bro. That one's going to be funny.
Yeah.
It said that they're like pitching it like a mockumentary. And I believe that is 2 that Regina has in this festival as well, because I think she's also in Master.
Master, yeah.
She's in something else. So I'm really curious to see who's going to be the actor that shines, because I feel every year we have an actor-actress who surprises us. I think it might be Regina, dude. Yep. We just watched some of the scary movies, so I'm like, I can't wait for her to be the Sundance Queen. Take it away from Aubrey.
Are you glad Morbius moved so you don't immediately ruin your festival experience?
I don't. That's what do they call it? The New Mutants. It's never gonna come out. So
I hope so.
I guess. I saw someone earlier say if I was gonna be in the suit. Maybe.
These suits of armor are pretty creepy.
They're kind of decent.
Should we? There's another one over
There's
there.
another one over there.
Battle later in the week.
Just you and I sitting down like morons. We're gonna look like what's some faces in The Last Duel, just sitting down. Which is streaming on HBO, so if you're not going to Sundance, get yourself an HBO account.
Yeah. Should we do some picks for the week for the people who aren't doing Sundance?
Aren't doing Sundance? Yeah. Let's see what we got. I know some of the stuff that is coming out. Or is out, I guess, technically, since we've been on the road. Netflix has this really interesting series that we downloaded a bunch of episodes for, and honestly, Archivist 81 is one where Archive 81? Dude, it's this guy who's going through a bunch of film reels, cleaning them, which just in and of itself is orgasmic for the eyes. Yeah. And there's kind of like a conspiracy going on. We caught the first episode. I downloaded all of them, and I realized I want to see these on a big screen. I don't want to watch these on the iPad. So that would definitely be my recommendation.
Yeah, that stars Mamadou Alfi, who has been showing up more and more in different things.
Good.
I really like him.
So it's one of the picks that I have for this week.
I know you also caught Compartment Number 6, which is going to be out on Tuesday.
Is it? That is a fantastic movie. I am rooting for that one to get a nomination. It's very good. That's all. I'll just leave it at that.
Devesh asks, any Peacemaker love yet? I caught half of the first episode and was kind of enjoying it, but as we've been talking about, with Sundance stuff, it's just we're trying to fully dive into that. Mm-hmm. I have caught a little bit of TV. As I mentioned before, I caught up to the finale of Station 11, which was just beautiful. I'm glad that you guys have been working your way through it and enjoying it too. I was mentioning to you earlier in the week that it reminds me of Watchmen in the sense that the world is so full and you kind of feel like you can just sort of make a left turn and follow a different character and they'll have a whole complete interesting storyline and world to follow too, right? I was so immediately emotionally invested and involved in this show. I just was enthralled by its world and its vision for humanity trying, the ways in which humanity might thrive in a post-apocalyptic scenario. I think there's a lot that's really beautiful about the show. The way that the characters are developed is just you really feel like you've been on a journey with them by the end. Like, I was crying like a baby for the last 2 episodes. It's got my highest recommendation. I'm
Nice.
a little sad that they put it at this weird like 2021, 2022 gap.
The way that it crosses over, yeah.
Honestly, it's threatening Succession for that spot. So we'll see. We got a best TV of 2021 episode still to put out. What else is coming out? Whirlybird hits Mubi on the 22nd.
Ooh, highly recommend it. That was one that premiered at Sundance 2 years ago. I want to say that was the last year that we were here. It is about two news reporters. Some may call them even a type of night crawler. They always needed to be on the scene. I forget what city in California. It's probably LA. And how they were always trying to be able to record the incidents or whatever that happened as a couple. They end up saving money. They get this helicopter where the title comes from, Whirlybird, and the whole thing is an examination of their lives through all of the footage that they caught, which also happens to be their entire family background because their personal story is also shot on the same reels.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that movie. I give it my highest recommendation. So that's cool. That's a movie.
Yeah. Julieta and Jay showing some love for Red Rocket in the live stream. Love that. Pink Sweets mentions that she's also loving Archive 81, and it's the same actor from Hulu's Jerome No. Did you catch Jerome?
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't even heard about that one.
There's a lot of Hulu I need to catch up on.
And Jay also was a fan of Compartment Number 6. I mentioned it briefly that Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes is one of my
favorites, yeah.
Fantasia movies from last year, and that's going to be out on VOD on the 25th.
Nice.
Really inventive and fun little movie, doing the whole one-shot time travel comedy thing. It's just so crazy how plotted it is. It's very well written. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Also, Yellow Jackets. I need you to catch that finale, bro. Like,
I was packing. I'm sorry.
there's theories to discuss.
Hey, we have a theater room downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch it there.
The only other thing that I've been watching a lot of is Letterkenny. That's kind of my break from things right now. I showed you a clip of it. It's really, really funny. Like, my favorite thing about the show, and I'm only like through the first 2 seasons so far, is when they find like a funny idea, and then they will just hit that idea over and over and over again. They'll just find like every funny way to phrase an idea and cycle through 15 rather than giving you 1 or 2 jokes. The writerly quality of it, the way that you can kind of imagine them sitting in a room and coming up with this stuff just cracks me up. I think it's just very, very funny. It's not it's not like the most dramatically interesting show, but there's just these moments that absolutely are hilarious.
Would you call it? What, live action?
It's kind of like live action King of the Hill. It feels like that.
And that one's on
but
Hulu.
it's a little different.
Yeah.
Just some stuff we've been watching if you don't have time for the Sundance stuff, but hopefully you have time for the Sundance stuff because we really like it.
$20. I know that, to me, that's pretty expensive. That's a $19.99 rental right there. But for a movie that allows you to say that you
caught it first,
you caught it at Sundance, and maybe even becomes one of your must watches, I think definitely give it a chance, even if it's just 1 or 2.
Yeah, so I think we can just about wrap that up here, but stick with us on the Intercut channel. We'll have hopefully like a halfway live stream and then a wrap-up live stream.
Going through all the stuff.
Yeah, so, and also, as I've mentioned, we'll try and do our best through Twitter, through Letterboxd. I'm going to push Art to update that Letterboxd. Yeah, I know you got that ranked list going though, right?
I do, but it's private because I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to disclose it. I'm sorry.
All right, so
I'm not allowed to tell you if Lenore is on top. I can't say that.
It's just
crazy.
not public information.
It's not public information. So when it is, I'll let you know.
All right, so we will be back. Thanks for hanging with us. You can catch more from me. It's at Zshevich, Zshevich. Are there any V movies in the festival that I could have used there?
There's be some very good movies, hopefully. I don't think there's any V movies, dude.
All right, where can people find more from you?
You can find me over at LME Explain, trying to catch up on everything on my Letterboxd, trying to tweet out what some of my favorite stuff is during the festival or just every week here on the Intercut Podcast.
You can listen to every episode of the Intercut Podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, or your favorite podcatcher. I like Overcast. And then make sure you're not just subscribed to the audio feed, but to the video feed as well on youtube.com/IntercutPod, where you can catch our bright smiling faces as we break down the latest in entertainment. Find new episodes of Intercut every Monday. We just dropped our best movies of the year podcast, which I think a lot of people were interested in. And please leave us a comment, like the video, consider heading over to iTunes to give us that much requested 5-star review. Shout out to our listeners in Belgium and Indonesia for putting us on the TV and film podcast charts out there. Like our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter pages, all of them. Support our Patreon. They're at Intercut Pod, and you'll get updates throughout the week from Art, from me, from all the guests that we feature here on Intercut. Super quick shout out to our patrons, because I forgot it earlier. The Intercutie Plus patrons, Jessica, Tim, Garrett, Ewan, our Academy level patrons, Connor, Cademan, Tushar, Andrew, and finally, the producer level patron, the man, the myth, the legend, only known as Awkward. Thanks again for all your support. It's a huge help to the show, and you too can support the show by heading over to patreon.com/intercutpod, where you can get patron benefits like early access to Intercut episode outlines, access to private channels on the Intercut Discord, where we'll also do Sundance updates. You can find the link to the Discord in the description below, or wherever you're listening to it on your on your podcast app. And you can also get an invitation to our monthly patron Google meetings. That Google meeting, by the way, is probably going to happen next week.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We were trying to do it after a 12-hour car ride, and that was just not smart to do.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the version of us that you wanted.
No, we were just... But hopefully on one of these days, if we're able to sneak it in, if not towards the end of the festival, as you saw with our schedule there, give you a whole roundabout of the place, and technically even give you the heads up before we drop what will be our entire wrap-up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So head over to patreon.com/intercutpod or whatever it is. But thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, let's head over to the Egyptian.
I'm going to do this puzzle.